that is definitely my experience of the world, that everybody's got a great idea. If somebody says to me, what do you do? I say, I work with ideas. And they say, I got an idea. Instantly, I've never, ever had somebody not say that to me. And then they say some nonsense after that. Which what was that? Which is why I do these perfect pitch things, just to make my life easier. The problem is those ideas nobody brings them, very few people bring them to life. You know, they're wasted in the back of your head. And even when somebody's kind of committed to making one of those ideas happen, I think of them as little sparks. So somebody's talking about it, and they talk about it with passion, and it's out in the world. They've got to find a way to light a fire with that little spark. And this is my kind of analogy of an idea that catches fire. It's the point about an idea. Point to some of the work that we do in this KPI program is to take an idea and cause it to catch fire. And then once it catches fire, several things can happen to it. It can flare and die. It can flare up and continue to burn. And the very big disruptive ideas like sort of become unstoppable, and they just burn down everything in their path. Dan talked about a few of those. You know, that he didn't talk about the two biggest ones in my mind, but there we go, like the wheel. Would have been one. There's the central generation of electricity, which is what Edison did back in the early 20th century. That was a huge thing that powered up so much of the modern world. Obviously the telephone, the PC, the mobile phone, the internet, these are big ones too. Those things are very disruptive. They destroy everything in their path, for good or bad. I think you're going to hear about, or you may have already heard about, an idea that has that potential later on. It's this Peace One Day idea from Jeremy. I mean, that has the potential to change the world, to be incredibly disruptive. The stuff it might burn away is all the infrastructure that supports conflict. That would be cool. It's certainly got that potential. But what happens, what you can't control, is what grows in the aftermath of such a fire. So any big idea, certainly any disruptive idea, clears the ground and you see an awful lot of new growth.